Hi, my name is Maya Clafton. I am a grade 10 student at Winston Churchill High School. I was doing a study with Dr. Claudia Gonzalez at the University of Lethbridge about visuospatial abilities in children, teenagers, and seniors, and the revitalization and rehabilitation of them. So this was a pilot study that we are trying to use to design a test so that we can keep these skills intact throughout the lives, because some of our participants hadn't been playing with Lego for about 18 years. And so if we keep these skills intact, then we can find success in the STEM areas, which are science, technology, engineering, and mathematics throughout life. And we can find success in day-to-day activities. In childhood, you always find boys are the ones that are playing with Lego and in the video games, and those are toys that exercise the spatial abilities, and you don't find girls playing with those things such as often as boys. So we were just trying to find a test that would exercise that. I have a huge interest in neuroscience, and I was so grateful that Claudia gave me this opportunity, because one day I'd really like to go into the field of psychosurgery one day.
My name is Clara Lebon. I'm a grade 9 student at LCI, and my project is about growing plants using the ocean water. So I created a system of evaporation that uses the seawater to feed the plants. I was watching TV once and I saw this article about ocean greenhouse, underwater greenhouse, and I decided that it was a really good idea, because with global warming, the clean water is going to be missing, and we will want to use the water that's left to drink it, and we will still need fresh water to feed the plants. So how are we going to do this? Well, the best answer was with the ocean water. So that's how the idea of my project came to me. I lived on an island in the Indian Ocean. It's called Rainy Island, and my past on this island, I went to the beach pretty much every weekend. So if I go back there, when I just had this idea, I was like, I really want to do this project in real life, and I immediately thought of going back there and trying the project on a big scale.
Hi, my name is Mathieu Lebon-Golia, so I'm at LCI. My project is a secure network where the user can share files anonymously and securely. So the network is secured by an intelligence system which can learn from different activities on the network, and its knowledge is based also on a database which is directly on the network, so it can protect the user in real time against any kind of attack, like wireless or physical attack to the network. So it's designed to protect the user privacy, because it's outside of the internet, so there is no tracking or other system to collect personal information about the users. So the system is open source, so it's based on an open source project, and the main component, I created the main component of the project myself, so with the help of some other engineer who helped me to build and to learn to create this project. It's outside of the internet, so nobody outside of the network can access to the file on it. So right now the connection is just by Wi-Fi, so anyone who have a computer, laptop or smartphone can use the network, and the Wi-Fi network on my first project is open, so anyone around in the area of the Wi-Fi network can connect to it. But for example, if there is for the research center, someone wants to use it, they can put a password on the Wi-Fi network, so it's more secure.
So I'm Kirsty McFadgen.
And I'm Tegan Dixon.
And when we go to Chinook High School.
And our project is Get Pie. It's a teacher pie toss fundraiser for charities.
And we've run it over the past 3 years at Chinook. So it was our first project as part of the leadership class at Chinook. So we led it with a group of students in grade 10, and then we've run it as a sort of tradition at our winter assembly.
Yeah, we wanted something that was inclusive for all the students, that they could get excited about, and then we also wanted something that connected Chinook to the community in a positive way.
We think it's been really successful. I mean, the fact that it's been going on for the past 3 years, I think just shows that, kids are still really excited about it. So it's become a bit of a tradition in our school. Well, in the first year, we chose the Humane Society of Lethbridge, and we actually went to their charity and saw the work that they did, and that was the main reason we chose them for the first year. In our second year, we worked with our student council, and they researched the Spread the Net fundraiser, so that's where the money went to that year. And then the past year, we actually donated the money to the YWCA Harbour House just in town.
Yeah, we've received information from other students that they've expressed interest in keeping it going next year, so we've been working on mentoring them in keeping the program running.
Hello, I'm Jonathan Smith, and I'm from Chinook High School. I built a home automation system using the Arduino platform that takes various actions depending on sensor readings. And from there, it will determine what to do. And the idea is to make it open source eventually so that anyone can recreate it and get accessible home automation for a way cheaper cost. Well, the original idea came from when I wanted to participate in the regional science fair. I heard many adults that were worried about various home circumstances like water flooding and temperature and humidity levels. So I thought that it would be interesting to build a device that would fix all these problems for them automatically. Well, before I put it open source, I want to develop it to a stage where it can, I guess you could say, probably compete in the future, but that might take a long time. And from there, it should be able to make it so that many people can get it for free, is the idea. Well, some of the lessons I learned were that moral support is very important when you're building this type of thing, and also having a plan B is very important because the night before my regional science fair, I actually ended up blowing up one of my main components and had to come up with a last-minute solution that turned out to be better. So that also taught me that the problems can actually lead to better solutions.
I'm Chase Zazik. I'm in grade 12 at Manual Christian Secondary School, and my project is something I call the Awareness Project, or TAP, where every month I would make a video about some sort of mental illness or mental health concern and present it in front of my entire school. I researched and edited and drew and narrated videos just addressing concerns like depression or anxiety, because I saw that there was very much a lack of representation in the schools and by my fellow students. I did not see a huge impact at first because it's something that people really don't like to talk about. But recently I've heard a lot of people have been coming and talking to me and saying that there's so many things that they didn't know that they learned and that they really appreciated, and it's something that people are very scared to talk about. So it's been very slow going, but it's come back more recently, and people have been really appreciating what's been happening and wanting more impact in the schools. I'm actually looking and trying to partner with someone or start things next year and spread out to more schools, because mental health is something that really is underrepresented, but there's a huge need for it with the growing levels of anxiety and depression within students in our schools.
My name is Sarah Stewart. I'm a senior at LCI, and my project is all about concussions and sports-related concussions, and a public policy related to the return to play protocol. I had a really bad concussion about a year and a half ago, and the return to play protocol was kind of blurry and not very straightforward, and so I wanted to research it for myself. I think that it should be something that the government gets involved in to create a public policy, because Alberta is actually the only province in Canada without government involvement in the public policy area for concussions. So I think that bringing it big can do great things. I'm planning to go into kinesiology and to physiotherapy eventually, and physiotherapists actually have an active role in concussion rehab, so hopefully one day I'll be there.
My name is Marco, and I'm from grade 11 at Winston Churchill. My project is using coffee grounds to develop a bioelastomeric foams that can remove heavy metal ions from wastewater. And with this project, I'm hoping to achieve a cheap and efficient method to remove every heavy metal ions from wastewater to make it cleaner so we can recycle them. I've been wondering why we can't really recycle the wastewater. We usually just dump them into the ocean and into the river. So when I noticed that my mom would put coffee grounds in the fridge to keep the fridge clean, and I started to think like why does this work? And so I started to do some research and found out that coffee grounds have a really good absorption. It's really absorptive to heavy metal ions in water, and so I just found out a way to like bind all the coffee grounds particles into each other and to make a filter so we can use it to filter water. Many countries in the world now they don't have access to really clean water, and so with this cheap method, and I mean like coffee, a lot of people drink coffee and they just usually they don't do anything with the spent coffee powder, and so this way we can use something that used to be meaningless, used to be like it's not used at all. We can use this kind of material to do something better.
Hi, I'm Alice Zhang. I'm a grade 10 student currently attending Winston Churchill High School. My project is about writing a book to inspire young authors around the community to take up their passion as well. I love writing, and it's really my passion, and I feel like by writing I could inspire other kids as well. I got inspired by my teachers and reading other books. So a lot of my teachers gave me a lot of encouragement to pursue my passion